Hi, good afternoon, everyone. This is Kenya Rahman, author and founder of the Child Support Hustle. Hope everyone is doing well this afternoon. I'm gonna wait a second. I know a football game is on, so I know I might not get a lot of people on here, but I wanted to make this video because I found out some information this week that I think is important to share, and I wanted to share it. So, as always, thank you guys for your continued support. I really appreciate it. We at the Child Support Hustle definitely appreciate it. We will get reform, definitely. It might not be happening as fast as we would like it to, but it is happening. One state at a time, and it's gonna come. It appears in subtle ways. For instance, when we first started, there were so many more, they called them raids or deadbeat dad arrests across the nation. Cali did them. Florida was notorious for them. New Jersey, Ohio, I think Virginia had done some. I mean, Arizona, they happened. Michigan, they were all over. They happened all the time. And recently, the most I've only seen maybe 2 states that are actively pursuing parents on those illegal arrests that I see when I'm looking at the news, and that's Philly. Philly's notorious for them, and New Jersey. They were both pretty hardcore on those deadbeat parents raids and things like that. So that's when I always put more victims of the Child Support Hustle. Well, those used to happen all the time, like pretty much weekly. So I look at posts like that and not seeing those raids as much as a sign of a sign of accomplishment in what we're doing out here in the fight for child support reform. So I know it gets discouraging because we don't see this mass reform going on in DC and across the nation, but it's those little, well, I don't think they're little, I think they're a big deal. We're not seeing hundreds of parents being locked up in one fell swoop because they owe debt. Even though it's still happening, they're not publicizing it as much. So I find that as a sign of reform coming, and I just think that they are trying to figure out how best to fix the mess that they have created. Not that they want to, but because they have to at this point. So what I want to talk to you guys about, I know, like I said, it's football season, so I'm not trying to keep anybody. I know you want to get to your TVs. And what I'm finding out, when I first started, let me start there, I had 2 missions, and that was to fight for child support reform and to help parents navigate the system by providing information and also assisting them with their child support cases and filing complaints in DC. Now, I knew that the agency in DC, the Federal Office of Child Support Enforcement, was there to help parents if they had a problem with their local agencies, because that's who I went to when I had a problem with the local agency in Columbus, Ohio, Franklin County, when I needed to close my case against the non-custodial parent in my case and get the arrears against him erased. So they helped me, and I've also helped parents, one, get cases terminated when proof of service was not validated, and 2, get arrears decreased. I'm talking about one case was $30,000 because the arrears amount was incorrect. So I know that they're there to help parents And as a matter of fact, as of today, let me turn this on, their website on their complaint process was that if your concern does not get resolved at the state level, please contact the Federal Office of Child Support Enforcement using the form that they have on their website. And I often post this form, the link to their form. I often post it because I tell everybody, please file a complaint with the Federal Office of Child Support Enforcement. They will contact your child support agency to help resolve your concerns. Well, when I first started, I would type the complaint, work with the parent with preparing the complaint and send the complaint off to DC. Well, back in when, if you all are familiar with Vicki Tereski, she was the director of the Federal Office of Child Support Enforcement. Well, she told me a couple of years ago, when she was still the director, that she would not answer for anybody in her agency. They would not answer or work on any complaints that came from myself or from my organization, Child Support Hustle. So I stopped filing any complaints on behalf of any clients or any parents that needed my assistance. Let me stop there as well. I do not charge, nor does anyone that works in my agency. We don't charge parents for information. We do not charge parents when we help with complaints. I do still help with complaints. I just won't send them from my email address, nor will my name or my organization. Our name is not on there for the simple fact that Vicki Tereski told me herself that anything coming from my organization would not be looked at. The person would not be helped. The parent, even though I had their permission to act on their behalf when preparing the complaint and sending the complaint, they wouldn't work on it. Similar thing happened with the ACLU. I was told informally that if anything came from my organization, because I'm an organization, I'm considered an organization, they would not help any parent that if anything came from my organization, the Child Support Hustle, they wouldn't be able to help them. So that's why I used to tag and file complaints with the ACLU on behalf of parents, but when I was told that, I stopped doing it because I didn't want my name or our organization to hinder any parent getting any help. So that's why I stopped doing those two. I will still help with complaints. I'll edit or read. I'll do whatever I can, and again, I don't charge. So if you've heard that, which the reason why I'm mentioning it is because it has been brought to my attention that some people have said, yeah, they'll help you, but they'll also charge you at the Child Support Hustle. We don't charge. I do this because it's my passion. I started this because it was my passion. I saw how unconstitutional and illegal the child support system was, and continues to be. In regards to my own case. So it became my mission to help other parents and fight for reform. So that's that. So that's why I always, when parents reach out to me, I say, have you contacted the Federal Office of Child Support Enforcement? Because that's what they're there for. If you have a problem with your local agency, it's their job to come in and help you with your complaint. If your civil rights have been violated or you feel like they're not doing their job. Hi, Tanya. It's what they are supposed to do. Well, a family reached out to me, two parents, and they're going to be coming on the Child Support Hustle radio show. Shout out to Marcus Eccles, our producer and my co-host. I found this very interesting, terrible, but interesting. They have a case in one state that was transferred to another state. The parent state or the originating state has their cases paid in full, case closed. The receiving state has reopened the case and has charged them thousands upon thousands of dollars in child support for this closed case. When the parents reached out to the Federal Office of Child Support Enforcement Agency, instead of handling the case as they are supposed to do, their website, when you can't get a resolve with the local agency, Mabel, hi Greg, they told the parents, now this is a simple accounting error. You don't have to be a forensic accountant or a lawyer or an attorney to fix a problem like this. This is a simple math, you know, okay, this state says this state, it's going to add up, okay? They've told these parents that they need to hire an attorney, sue the state to get the law changed in order for them to get this, the case closed in this receiving state. On their website, now this wasn't there, but they have since added that the Office of Child Support Enforcement does not work cases directly. Cases are managed by the individual states. Well, that's true. They are managed by the individual states, but their job at the Office of Child Support Enforcement in Washington, D.C. is to, this is on the same page on their website, if your concern does not get resolved at the state level, please contact the Federal Office of Child Support Enforcement using this form. We will contact the child support agency and help resolve your concerns. It does not say that they will that you will need to get a lawyer to sue the state in order to resolve your case. We know that the states individually handle cases. Of course, we know that. So now they're passing the buck. And what this tells me, last week I did a video. I usually don't even come on back to back. It took a long time for me to even do a Facebook Live, but now I'm starting to see the results. They removed my video that I made about the DOJ letter. I made a video last week about that, off the entire internet, not off my Facebook, not off of my website, off the entire internet. Now I'm seeing them tell people to go get an attorney and sue the state. I'm seeing that they're not doing their illegal child support roundups when people are being illegally arrested and detained for not paying the alleged child support debt. And I say alleged because they don't even want to provide proof that somebody owes this debt. And how can you owe a child support debt when most of these cases are from welfare recovery if the person that they're saying owes this child support didn't agree to repay money that was paid for by taxpayer dollars? But that's a whole different topic. This is about the Office of Child Support Enforcement denying people or ignoring and then referring people to sue their states when they have a problem with the local agency. That's their job, to help out people when they have a problem with their local agency. That's what one of their paid, that's what they're paid to do. Okay. So, let's see. I'm asking, so now I'm sorry, I got my Coco's right here, so please forgive me. She wants to love whenever I'm doing something. You guys know how dogs are. Hi, Delma. Okay, so I'm asking that instead of you filing a complaint with the Federal Office of Child Support Enforcement Agency because they clearly don't want to do their job and they're clearly scrambling because now they have to come up with answers to our questions. With Turner v. Rogers, with everything that the information that we're putting out there when they're illegally arresting people, when they're illegally suspending license, when they're doing everything that they're doing illegally, garnishing people's wages. We can go on and on. We know the system is unconstitutional and illegal. So now that we're calling them on their bullshit, now they're hiding their head in the sand and ignoring complaints, referring people out while they try to fix this mess that they created. Because it's not as simple as just going in and writing something up. They're messing with the civil rights. They're being called on it. They're messing with the Supreme Court decisions with Turner versus Rogers, among other civil rights decisions. And then when they rescinded the DOJ letter, that's why I went through that letter again with the cases, because those cases are on file. So they can rescind the letter and take it off the internet, but the information within that letter, that's the law. Those are laws. So I'm asking everybody, instead of going to the Federal Office of Child Support when you have a complaint, you want to go to the Department of Health and Human Services. That is the Federal Office of Child Support Enforcement. This is their parent company. In the description, I've added links to where you can find out all the the people in charge. There's a chart there. I have the contact form. I have the leaders' contact information. I have the brick and mortar address where you can send if you want to send a hard letter that you write and type and print. If you want to get it certified, so you can get a receipt that you sent the complaint, that's there as well. Let me see. And start flooding them. When I say flood, just keep sending complaints. Because now, like I said, they're scrambling, trying to figure out what are we going to do. They're not just being emotional and talking about their cases individually. They're bringing up law, case law, facts. They're exposing the system for what it is, a scam, a hustle, the child support hustle. The child support hustle. Okay. So before I go, I really want to urge us, our organizations, the people that we have out here, there's a lot of us. If we come together, we can make a bigger impact. One of the things, there's a lot of petitions out here, but if we want the White House to see our petition, we need to put it on their website. One of the things that how we can do that, prepare a petition. When it goes live on the website, we need 100,000 signatures in 30 days. And that will mean that we'll get an official update from the White House within 60 days. At least we know that somebody in the White House will see it. Instead of having, a bunch of petitions, they're all great. I'm not saying that they're not, but there's power in numbers. So we might have differences in issues here and there, but the overall agenda is the same, and that's stop the corruption. We have parental alienation that needs to end, extortion that needs to end. These people need to be accountable. They need to stop with the debtor prisons. They need to stop saddling people with all of this debt. Oh, and one other thing I'm noticing is that states are claiming to pass new legislation, reform, new laws. Ohio just did it. I wrote a blog about it because 2 out of the 4 new reforms that they claim that they have passed, 2 were old. So I want you guys to be aware that some of these states might just be putting the same laws out and claiming that they're new to appease us fighting for reform, just to say, hey, we did pass some reform, and they're just pushing the same stuff that's already there. And that's a problem because these states don't even follow the guidelines. I don't call them laws. The guidelines that's already on the books. They don't even follow that. So I want everybody to keep fighting, keep your heads up. Everything that we're doing is not going unnoticed. Trust me. I'm seeing the difference. I'm sure people that are fighting in this fight are seeing the difference. It's not happening overnight, no, but we got to understand this is a global issue. We're fighting here in the States, but I talk to people from Canada, from New Zealand, from Mexico, from Africa, from all over. Like, this is a global epidemic. The child support hustle is literally a global epidemic. But we are fighting right here. We can get some laws changed here. Hopefully our brothers and sisters around the world can get their laws changed as well. I think of it as Independence Day. Once we take down the aliens, we can tell other people how to do it. So just keep fighting, guys, and Whatever I can do to help, I will. I'm going to share information with you all. As soon as I get it, I'm going to share it. If there's any suggestions that you have that you think would be helpful to the movement and how we can get this reform accomplished, please let us know. Again, we'll be in Memphis, Tennessee on Saturday. That's the 29th at the Block Party for Peace, hosted by Representative Antonio Parkinson. Come down and get a t-shirt, get a book, The Child Support Hustle. Come out and give us a donation. All proceeds from the book, the t-shirt sales, donations go 100% back into the movement. If you need help with your case, you can email me at contact@thechildsupporthustle.com. Any way I can help you, I will. You can DM. That's a way to contact us. Please go sign our petition. Hopefully we can transfer those signatures over, reach out to you guys and have you sign if we can get enough people to join, and we can add it to the White House website. So as always, thank you guys for joining me today. I know you got things to do on this Sunday. I have things to do as well, but I had to get this information out. As always, thank you so much for your support. Remember, they can ignore one, they can ignore hundreds, but they cannot ignore thousands. Let's go.